exercising, getting tipsy, massive chafing, no pain, no gain, be a cool tattoo. Get dehydrated, don't take breaks. Water shows the babes your weakness. Must get babes to me.
Hello, I'm Cookie Masterson, and I found this kazoo in the trash. Nobody wanted to play with you, huh? It's like grammar school all over again. And your wrong answer of the game is being sponsored by...
Peeping Todd's Pervert Supplies. Get out of the bushes and into our store. Become a member today and we'll whack off an additional 10%.
Try to choose the wrong answer, brought to you by our sponsor, to get prizes and cash. All right, here goes nothing.
Get ready, time for question. One.
Okay, to get things started, birds of a feather do hip-hop dancing together. Which contestant would you not see on the talent show America's Got Talons? A singing condor, a dancing owl, a juggling falcon, or... Condors, owls, and falcons are all birds of prey and have talons, but a crane does not. Why do I have a feeling that Howard Stern's opinion on this show would always be supported by robins? Why not try? I was lost, but now I'm drunk, and it's time to pour a dis or dat. I'm going to read off 7 things, and for each one, you tell me if it's a book by evangelist Billy Graham or a Guinness advertising slogan. If it's Billy Graham, press the left arrow. If it's Guinness, press the right arrow. We good? Here we go. Out of the darkness comes light. Hope for each day. Answers to life's problems. Believe. How to be born again. Not bad, but you were a little tipsy. I had a religious experience after drinking some Guinness. Although once you've drunkenly interrupted a baptism, there aren't many churches that'll let you in after that.
Dance with me, Disco 3.
Open wide for every quest you take. What do the police and Frodo Baggins have in common? Both fought over a ring, both have a... Hate to disappoint you, but... Wait, no I don't. Smart people choose this. Sting is the lead singer of the Police and also the name of the sword Frodo carries with him. Both can also really shred a mandolin. Say hello to... Do you smell what I smell? Okay, so... Oh... Sorry, we've got all this garbage in here, and the smell almost made me puke on my microphone.
Looking through your trash bag, what's it say about you? Funky trash.
Okay, what do we have here? There's a lot of soft felt, and there's a pizzelle, a bizcochito, and a Florentine. Whose trash is this? Kermit the Frog's, Big Bird's, Cookie Monster's, or Elmo's? Oh, honestly. These are all types of cookies from around the world. So, yeah, this is Cookie Monster's trash. Throw in some used candles and a Nicholas Sparks book ruined by tears, and this isn't much different than my trash.
5 fingers!
Take a good look at... You're not the cake boss of me. If the cake boss were commissioned to bake the cake that Alice ate in Alice in Wonderland, what instructions would he have? It needs to make her bigger. It needs to shrink her. It needs to let her see... After Alice drinks the potion that makes her tiny, she eats the cake that makes her become huge. Can you imagine getting huge from eating cake? That Lewis Carroll had one wild imagination. Round 1 is complete, and you haven't screwed up entirely just yet. Keep in mind, all the prizes are doubled in round 2. And don't forget, big cash prizes can be yours if you find the wrong answer to the game. Okay, let's see what's next. Here we have Air She Blows. There's so many sub shops now. Subway, Quiznos, Jimmy John's, that nice restaurant inside Target. But my personal favorite is Blimpy, because it's just fun to say. Blimpy! Blimpy! Anyway, Blimpy. If eating a Blimpy sub gave you the same kind of gas that is used to fill a modern-day blimp, what would you have? A hydrogen? A nitrogen? I think you know it's coming. The correct answer is... Yep, these days, blimps like the Goodyear blimp are just filled with helium like regular balloons. Now, imagine eating a Subway sub gave you the same kind of gas you usually smell when you're on a subway.
Question 7. Get up and shake your monkey bang.
This one's called Wild Times in My Mouth. Which of these is not a candy bear, a gummy grizzly, a red licorice red panda, a sour patch... It was begging to be picked. The red panda is not a bear. It's actually closer to a raccoon. Great. So I've been taking sexy photos on raccoon skin rugs.
Follow me down to the sea.
Next up, you're wearing the hell out of that harpsichord. I know you can't see me right now, but I just want you to know that I'm wearing my piano key necktie today, and I have to say, I'm looking pretty damn sharp. But tell me this. If it worked like a real piano, what sharp key on my sharp-looking piano key necktie is basically the same key as a B flat? A sharp, B sharp, C sharp, or G sharp? To play an A sharp, you hit the same key as when you play a B flat. It's the black key between an A and a B. But I'd rather just play some bluegrass on my banjo underpants. Oh God, that was a terrible idea. And on its way, she said what? You know how people like to say, that's what she said? Well, which of these is actually what a she said? Parting is such sweet sorrow, to be or not to be. Ow. Ready for this? This line is delivered by Juliet in Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. The rest are all said by dudes. Wow, Shakespeare quotes. That was a hard one.
That's what she said.
Get back to work! Here's a good one. The heavy metal music of old. Suppose you're at a geological timeline music festival, which sounds amazing. What band should immediately follow the Queens of the Stone Age? The Princes of the Bronze Age? The Kings? How do you say, no? One right answer coming up. The Stone Age was followed by the Bronze Age. The Princes of the Bronze Age isn't a very good live band. They make too many eras. Welcome to the attack. When you see two clues that match... Oh, I'll just shut my mouth then. Here's your clue. No thanks for the memories. Who's having some memory problems? Good luck. having some short-term memory problems lately, but that won't stop us from having a great round of You Don't Know Jack. Okay, first question. Birds of a feather do hip-hop dancing together.
You don't know Jack!
Okay, I'm ready. Hi, I'm Cookie Masterson, and that was the parrot I bought that has the same exact voice as me. Oh, good, you're all alone. I was just about to do some laundry. This will be much more fun. And the wrong answer of the game is brought to you by
Bland McDally's Incorrect Maps. They'll get you to the general area of where you need to go.
Sniff out our sponsor's wrong answer of the game, and you'll end up with a great prize and serious cash. Okay, what are we waiting for?
Get ready, time for question. 1.
To get things rolling, you've seen one ball, you've seen them both. If a baseball pitcher threw as many consecutive strikes as there are consecutive strikes bowled in a perfect game of bowling, how many total batters would he strike out? 3 batters, 4 batters, 5 batters, or 6 batters? What? No. Next time, try this. To bowl a perfect game, you need to get 12 consecutive strikes. If a baseball pitcher threw that many strikes in a row at 3 strikes per batter, they would strike out 4 total batters. And the level of athleticism it takes to throw a strike in baseball and a strike in bowling is roughly the same. No, seriously. I've seen people at the bowling alley bowling while actually attached to life-saving medical devices. May I introduce a quarter till turkey lurkey time? Speaking of bowling, I recently bowled 3 strikes in a row, and the bowling alley gave me an actual baby turkey, which is just great because now I have to name it. So, what would be an appropriate name for my young male turkey? Tommy Lee Wishbones, Bryant Gobble, Jake Gyllenclaws, or Carl Feathers? An adult male turkey is called a Tom, but a young male turkey is called a Jake. Now I just need to get a second turkey to be his sister Maggie Gyllenclaws. She'll have some moderate success as a turkey, but Jake will be a much bigger turkey star.
Dance with me, Disco 3.
Here's one I like to call, The Dog Goes Bow Chicka Bow Wow, and it's a this or dat. I'm going to read off 7 titles, and for each one, I want you to tell me if it's a section in Alfred Kinsey's Sexual Behavior in the Human Male, or a section in Sandy Blackburn's The Everything Dog Grooming Book. If it's about sex, press the left arrow. If it's about dog grooming, press the right arrow. Okay, let's move. Techniques in petting. Animal contact. Smooth. Nope. Careless. Itchy. You were wrong on so many levels. It looks like they both have a chapter titled Fluffing. This one's known as Your Skull is Robin Thicke. So, you know that Robin Thicke song, Blurred Lines? Makes me wonder if he has bad vision. What might an optometrist say if seeing blurred lines meant that Robin Thicke has 20/40 vision? Your vision is 20% worse than 20/20. Your vision is 50% worse than 20/20. Congratulations, not. Allow me. Having 20/40 vision means something at 20 feet looks like it would if it were 40 feet from someone with 20/20 vision. So it's half as good. I would feel bad for Robin Thicke if he had poor eyesight. He'd think he was looking at a stunningly gorgeous woman in his entourage, but in reality, she'd just be very, very pretty. Poor guy. And now, Special delivery. I'm expecting a food delivery any second now. No, that should be it. Although the sound is coming from this suitcase.
Special delivery for Cookie Masterson.
One's made of skin, one's made of wood, so who's the dummy?
Not me.
Billy, I sure hope you didn't mess up my pizza order.
No, Trottlin. I just guessed what you trottedly ordered. Statistically speaking, what is the most popular pizza topping in America? Not counting cheese. Mushrooms, bacon, pepperoni. Pepperoni is by far the most popular pizza topping in the U.S.
And yep, a pepperoni pizza is exactly what I ordered.
Thanks for your business, sir, and I'd appreciate a sizable tit.
What?
A tit! You should give me a big tit.
I don't... Oh, tip! Tip, a big tip.
Boy, they got the title Who's the Dunny exactly right.
That's the end of round one, and it looks like you might be getting the hang of this. Don't forget, all the questions in round two are worth double. And hint, hint, our wrong answer to the game is still out there waiting to be picked. Let's see what's in store. Let's try literacy for her. So, have you heard of this term chick lit? Apparently, any book written by a woman gets lumped into this category, which I think is really demeaning. Why can't it be called babe lit? Anyway, using this chick lit logic, which of these books is not chick lit? Gone with the Wind, To the Lighthouse, The French Lieutenant's Woman, Gone with the Wind, To the Lighthouse, and Atlas Shrugged were written by Margaret Mitchell, Virginia Woolf, and Ayn Rand, respectively. John Fowles, the only non-chick, wrote The French Lieutenant's Woman. John Fowles' work belongs in the great genre of prose known as lit.
Question 7.
Get up and shake your monkey bang.
It's time for rhythm method acting. You know how people tell actors to break a leg? Well, which actor might have been able to play his role more realistically if he had actually literally broken a leg? Cary Grant in North by Northwest, Jimmy Stewart in Rear Window. Good effort. Good effort. Oh, you're gonna kick yourself. If he wanted to be all method actor, Jimmy Stewart could have broken his leg in real life to better portray his character in Rear Window, a man with a broken leg who spied on his neighbors with a camera. So, if you have a broken leg and you spy on your neighbors, it's considered a classic movie. But if your leg isn't broken, you're some kind of pervert. Whatever.
Follow me down to the sea.
I call this one cramming for my rectal exam. If I get my prostate exam in the prostrate position, what would my doctor say? Get on your side and spread those cheeks. Back on the ground and spread those... Here's where the money is. Prostrate is a position where you're lying flat on the ground with your face downward. That seems really uncomfortable, but I don't know why exactly. I can't quite put my finger in it. How about consumer retorts? If there were a new edition of the book Eat, Pray, Love that specifically targeted primary consumers, what would it be called? Eat plants, pray love, eat meat, pray love, eat plants and meat, pray love, or eat sunlight, pray... You really ate it. Where's that confounded right answer? A primary consumer is any animal that eats grass or other plants. And let me tell you, consuming Eat, Pray, Love really fills you up. In your soul. Bucker up for auto-tuning. If Jay-Z is in an Ottoman Empire state of mind, what might he be thinking about? Cruising down the street with the Mongols? Sipping life cash? How barbaric. Now pay attention. The Ottoman Empire was established by the Turks in the 13th century and existed for over 600 years. And with Jay-Z on his Ottoman throne, he'd still have 99 problems, but a place to rest his feet ain't one. Step right up. Well, don't mind me then. Here's your clue. Get a life. What kind of life are they leading? Good luck. To remember is to live your life to the fullest. Not like our studio ghost, Dennis. Hey, nobody likes a whiner, Dennis.
You don't know Jack!
And Wednesday's dress.
I am Cookie Masterson, and I am just 60 credit hours short of earning a master's degree. I'm glad it's just you and me. This way I can give you my full attention. And our wrong answer of the game is sponsored by...
Luxury tinfoil hats. When you're paranoid about aliens and keeping up with the latest fashion, luxury tinfoil hats.
If you happen to find our sponsor's wrong answer of the game, you'll be rewarded with big prizes and cash. And so it begins.
Get ready, time for question.
To get started, this shower is golden. On the occasions that I bathe, I only use Zest Soap. It's literally the only soap that gets me zestfully clean. If the way Zest Soap got you zestfully clean were the process cooks use to collect zest, what would it do? Crush you, burn you, gut your insides, or... The zest of a citrus fruit is the fruit's rind, and it's collected by cutting, scraping, or grating the peel. Yeah, I think I'll just stick to my usual method of bathing, running naked through the local car wash. Here's one for you. Go to the lights. If Miller Lights had the same properties as lights, what might be its slogan? Tastes like a wave, never a particle. Tastes like a particle, never a wave. Tastes like a particle, goes down smooth like a wave. Or tastes great. What were you thinking there? Correct answer, show yourself. Lights has a dual nature. It contains properties of both particles and waves. And the relationship between light and beer is all explained in Einstein's drunken paper. What the f*** are you looking at?
Disco 3.
Take a stab at old Saint Jeselnik. So, comedian Anthony Jeselnik has a show on Comedy Central that's just about being offensive. It's even called the Jeselnik Offensive. Speaking of which, if Anthony Jeselnik made a joke about an offensive fencing move, what might be the setup? Ever see a priest epee himself? My girlfriend says I saber too much. I saw blind. Watch how easy this is. A saber, epee, and foil are all types of swords in fencing. A flesh is an offensive attack. If you ask me, fencing masks are pretty offensive to flies. Come on, their eyes aren't that ugly. You've been foiled. And now so will your skull. You just won a tinfoil fedora from Luxury Tinfoil Hats. Don't be paranoid about looking fantastic. This wrong answer of the game is worth $4,000. Congratulations. Coming up next, men are from Mars, M&Ms are also from Mars. And it's a this or that. I'm going to read off 7 names, and for each one I want you to tell me if it's a spacecraft sent to Mars by NASA or a candy owned by Mars Incorporated. If it was sent to Mars, press the left arrow. If it's owned by Mars, press the right arrow. Okay, we're off. Eclipse. Milky Way. Orbit. Mars Express. Galaxy. Trek. Curiosity. Yuck. Something tasted weird in the middle of that. A lot of candy is named after parts of outer space because that's where nougat comes from. Little known fact. 5 fingers! Try this on for size. No rhyme or reason. What do author John Updike and Eminem have in common? Both are using pseudonyms, both of one. Sucks to be you. It's so obvious. Author John Updike is known for his series of rabbit books, which follows the life of a small-town Pennsylvania man. And Eminem portrayed a rapper called B-Rabbit in his movie 8 Mile. I wonder what it would sound like if an actual rabbit tried to rap. Yeah, something like that. That's all we got for round 1, and you haven't even broken a sweat. Remember, I'm doubling the value of each question in round 2. All right, let's get back to it. Next, a toy brute. Which of these classic toys best embodies the phrase e pluribus unum? Operation Skip It, Voltron, or... E pluribus unum translates to out of many, one. And Voltron was originally formed when 5 mechanical lions assembled to make one big robot. I always felt bad for the lion that had to be the crotch. You know Voltron's enemies are going right for the crotch every time.
Question 7. Get up and shake your monkey bang.
I call this one Family Splatters.
It's the put the choices into order and buzz in and see if you are right. Question.
And there's some extra allowance money for a right answer. Arrange these families in order of fewest to most children. Brady family, Von Trapp family, Duggar family. Duggar, Brady, Von Trapp, Brady. There are 6 children in the Brady family, 7 in the Von Trapp family, and currently 19 children in the Duggar family. That'll net you an extra grand. Hey, imagine all those kids in a daddy day camp led by, say, Cuba Gooding Jr. I think you'd have a really funny movie there. Think about it, Hollywood.
5
Let's try. You ain't nothing but a hound god. If Elvis Presley had constructed Graceland in the original city of Memphis, what room might he have built instead of the jungle room? The Sahara Desert room, the Australian Outback room, and now it's time to slash and burn your score. Why didn't you pick this? Memphis is the ancient capital of Egypt, located in the eastern Sahara Desert. And everybody in ancient Memphis used to go on and on about how their barbecue was the best. Here's one for you. The anatomically correct X-Men. Okay, listen up. X-Men's Wolverine has 3 adamantium claws on each hand. So, tell me this. How many extra adamantium claws would X-Men's Wolverine have to grow on each hand to match the amount of claws on an actual Wolverine's paw? 1 extra on each hand? 2 extra on each hand? No way, bub. Want to see the right answer? Wolverine has 3 adamantium claws on each hand, but an actual Wolverine has 5, so he'd have to grow 2 extra per hand. Or he could just change his name to the 3-toed sloth, whichever's easier. Why not try stringing you along? Having a relationship with which of these characters would not come with no strings attached? Lamb Chop, Triumph, the insult comic Wait for it. Wait for it. No, I'll get this. Howdy Duty is a marionette, meaning he's controlled by strings. The others are all puppets. So, dating Howdy Duty would come with strings attached. Howdy Duty also comes in a lot of baggage. Brace yourself for the attack. Oh, do you need to be somewhere? My mistake. Here's your clue. It's Ladies' Night. And what's the lady's name? Good luck. That's the game! Sometimes I get the feeling that people these days like to use the term lady ironically. I mean, is there anything to take as you want it to? I'm Cookie Masterson, and there are no words to describe my morning except the, bed, and then peed, and in. Oh God, you're by yourself? Please don't tell anyone I was here. And our wrong answer of the game is brought to you by
Angry Mob Superstore. We carry the torch for all your Angry Mob supply needs.
Pick the wrong answer associated with our sponsor to win a fabulous prize and big cash. So why not get started?
Get ready, time for question 1.
Let's begin with, it's a disturbingly small world after all. Okay, so Russia and the United States have the two largest stockpiles of nuclear weapons. Hey, it's a good thing the two countries are just awesome, genuine friends. What would be the best advice considering who has the third largest stockpile of nuclear weapons? Don't piss off China, don't piss off France, don't piss off... The US and Russia have by far the most nuclear weapons, but third place goes to France with about 300 or so. Third place goes to France, a phrase they've heard thousands of times. Just joking, France.
Oh, Mama, gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. Say it so.
It's time for Sweet Me Off My Feet. My doctor has prescribed that I not eat anything with flavor. Oh, hey, a fortune cookie.
Cookie, fortune, necessary.
Okay, let's see what she says. You've got to break eggs to make an omelet. Who is not going to help me make an omelet then? A rattlesnake, a Komodo dragon, a sea turtle, or a platypus? Rattlesnakes and other vipers give birth to live young, so I can't make a rattlesnake omelet because there are no eggs to break. But they crisp up just fine for bacon.
Dance with me, Disco 3.
Take a good look at Party! Which of these party games would be most terrifying to a claustrophobic? Spin the bottle, 7 minutes in heaven. The classic party game, 7 minutes in heaven, involves being locked in a closet for 7 minutes. Something someone with a fear of enclosed spaces would probably have trouble with. And that explains why all the girls I was trapped in closets with in high school were so unhappy. So many claustrophobics. So many more than you'd think. May I introduce... Hang in there, baby. To which hospitalized fictional character would it be most insensitive to send a motivational poster of a kitten hanging onto a tree branch? Holden from Catcher in the Rye, Finney from A Separate Piece. You know, there are more books than just Catcher in the Rye. I so wanted you to pick this one. Finney ends up in the hospital after falling out of a tree and breaking his leg in the classic novel A Separate Piece. And then later, he falls down and breaks his leg again. And, spoiler alert, I never finished reading the book, so I don't know what happens to him.
5 fingers.
Say hello to Optimus Primed for Action, and it's a dis or dat. I'm going to read off 7 names, and for each one, I want you to tell me if it's the name of a character from Transformers, or the name of a brand of vibrators. If it's a Transformer, press the left arrow. If it's a vibrator, press the right arrow. Cool, let's do it. Power Glide. Ultra Magnus. Bumblebee. Voice. Gold. Revive! Pipes! That transformed into a pile of shit. Just make sure you're clear on what's your vibrator and what's your transformer. You don't want to stick your transformer in the dark of the moon. That about does it for round 1. And your score is pretty much just fairly okay. Keep in mind, in round 2, everything is worth twice as much. It's time. Next up, spinning wheel, gotta take a chill pill. If the band Blood, Sweat, and Tears suffered from hyperhidrosis, what would be the most accurate name for them? Blood, sweat, and excessive tears, blood, excessive sweat, and tears, excessive blood, sweat, and tears, or excessive blood, Hyperhidrosis is a medical condition characterized by excessive sweating. And trust me, I've been to quite a few Blood, Sweat, and Tears concerts in my day. Excessive sweating is an understatement.
Question 7. Get up and shake your monkey bang.
Here's a good one. Folgers in my athletic supporter. According to Alec Baldwin's famous speech in Glengarry, Glen Ross, which of these future Hall of Fame baseball players should be allowed to have coffee? Derek Jeter, David Ortiz, Ichiro Suzuki.
Whoa! Oh, that was nice.
This would have worked. Mariano Rivera is a closer, a pitcher who comes in at the end to close the game, and coffee is also for closers. Alec Baldwin did such a great job playing an angry character. Now that is acting.
Follow me down to the sea.
And on its way, Family Circus is just a myth. If the last panel of a Hagar the Horrible comic shows Hagar entering Valhalla, what would you probably see going on in the previous panel? Hagar getting burned at the stake, Hagar getting... In Norse mythology, Valhalla is the great hall where warriors who are slain in battle go after they die. Although I can't imagine that a comic where Hagar the Horrible gets murdered in battle would be very funny, so I guess it would pretty much be like every other Hagar the Horrible comic. And now, take 2 tablets and call me in the morning. There's a lot of money in tablets, Kindles, iPads, etc., but I think there's more money in the accessories. Who would get the most out of a Kindle bindle? A tech-savvy shark? A bindle is that sort of cloth bag at the end of a stick that hobos used to carry in cartoons all the time, and to a lesser extent in real life. And I bet that tech-savvy hobo would also have an app on his phone that directed him to the closest barrel fire / sad harmonica session. Here we have Laughing All the Way to the Slaughterhouse. If the laughing cow on the Laughing Cow cheese logo is like most other cows, when is it releasing the most greenhouse gases? When it's laughing and farting? When it's laughing and belching? When... Here's what you meant to pick. Cows release methane, a greenhouse gas, when they fart or belch, but far more comes from the belching. Sadly, 1 glacier melts every time a cow tries to burp the alphabet. Welcome to the attack. When you see 2 clues that match, press your A button. 2,000 big ones if you're right, but you lose 2,000... Okay, if that's how you want it, here's the clue. How inventive. Who's the Wacky Inventor? Good luck. People often think inventors are crazy until they come up with something incredible that people never even knew they needed. I bet people used to laugh at the ShamWow guy, but... Okay, bad example.
You don't know Jack!
For Carol's birthday party.
Hi, I'm Cookie, and if you put brownie batter in front of me, I will eat it. Playing by yourself? Well, at least you won't come in second. And today's wrong answer of the game is brought to you by...
Butt Busts. Honor the great thinkers and musical geniuses of history with one of our rock-hard ass statues.
Find the wrong answer associated with our sponsor to get yourself some sweet prizes and bonus cash. Okay, let's begin.
Get ready, time for question. One.
First on the docket, hugs and pisses. If the XOXO text, often seen in Gossip Girl, meant the same thing that XO does on a bottle of cognac, what would be true? Gossip Girl is extra orangey, Gossip Girl is extra old, Gossip Girl is extra oaky. Oh, the humanity! Here's what a right answer looks like. XO on a bottle of cognac means the bottle is extra old. And to be extra old in Gossip Girl means you're 24. Bucker up for Deliverance from Evil. And this dis or dat is great for straining soup. I'm gonna read off 7 things, and for each one you tell me if it's a style of mustache recognized by the American Mustache Institute, or the title of a Burt Reynolds film. If it's a mustache, press the left arrow. If it's Burt Reynolds, press the right arrow. All right, let's get started. Walrus. Gator. Chevron. Stroker Ace. Dolly. Top and a half. That dis or dat didn't grow in quite enough to not look creepy. Wait, Burt Reynolds has a mustache? Huh, I never noticed.
Dance with me, Disco 3.
Open wide for Newman's Own Cheese Doodles. Which popular snack food would most likely feature a picture of Emmett Kelly on the bag? Goldfish crackers? Pirate... Let me show you something. Emmett Kelly was a famous circus performer best known for his sad clown character, Weary Willie. Boy, was that guy hilarious. All that crippling depression. Good stuff. Your booty just got kicked. But don't feel too sore, because you've just won a bust of Mozart's butt from Butt Busts, because you can't spell Requiem Mass without ass. This wrong answer to the game has earned you $4,000. Don't spend it all in one place. Take a stab at. All in all, it's just another big stick in the wall. What do the band Pink Floyd and Teddy Roosevelt have in common? They both originated in Britain. They're both known for being progressive. They both belong to a group called the Rock. Honest mistake. Where's that confounded right answer? Pink Floyd is a progressive rock band, and Theodore Roosevelt founded the Progressive Party, also known as the Bull Moose Party, in 1912. It's like what Theodore Roosevelt always said. Speak softly and play songs that are 5 minutes too long.
5 fingers!
Here's one I like to call Love in the Time of Collared Dogs. It's mating season here at You Don't Know Jack, so I was wondering
if you could start moving your lips, Dunny.
Billy!
One's made of skin, one's made of wood, so who's the dummy?
Not me. I got a question for you, neat dag. Which of these cuts of beef is considered a smaller version of a porterhouse steak? A T-bone, a ribeye, beef tits, or...
Yes, a T-bone steak and a porterhouse steak are taken from the short loin, but porterhouse steaks have more tenderloin and are a thicker cut. You shouldn't eat too much red meat, Billy. You might want to mix in some vegetables and greens once in a while.
Vegetables and greens? I'm made out of wood, you sick bastard!
That's the end of a thrilling first round, and you've got a decent score there. Don't screw it up. Don't forget, in round 2, all the cash is doubled. Well, no time like the present. This one's known as Soggy the Tiger. Do you think the cow-shaped animal cracker gets weirded out when I dunk it into milk? It's kind of weird, right? I think it gets weirded out. So, which animal cracker might get weirded out when I dunk it into a glass of caprine milk? A cow-shaped animal cracker? A goat-shaped animal cracker? All right, let's address the elephant in the room. You're terrible at this. Next time, try this. Caprine milk is just another name for goat's milk. This is also why you should never dunk an EL fudge cookie into a glass of elf milk.
Question 7. Get up and shake your monkey bang.
How about Papa's got a brand new trash bag? You know what that sound means. It's either a garbage truck backing up or those evil robot birds have returned.
Looking through your trash bag. What's it say about you? What's it say about you? Funky trash.
Oh, thank God it wasn't the birds. Let's see what trash we have this time. We have a reporter's notebook with the initials LL, a book titled Acting with Puppets, and a cartoon princess dress that... Whoa! Just turned into a real dress. Whose trash is this? Mila Kunis's, Emma Stone's, Kristen Stewart... Oh, you're gonna kick yourself. Amy Adams plays the reporter Lois Lane in Man of Steel, was in the 2011 movie The Muppets, and played the cartoon princess Giselle, who comes to the real world in Disney's Enchanted. My favorite thing about Amy Adams' trash is that it's so gorgeous yet relatable. I think I have a real shot with this Amy Adams trash. Wait, what the hell am I talking about?
Follow me down to the sea.
Try this on for size. Picking up a buzz cut. What might you see in the credits for a barbershop sequel titled The Barbershop of Seville? Starring Ice Cube as Figaro, starring Cedric the Entertainer. Figaro is the famous barber of Seville from the opera of the same name. You know, the Barber of Seville is that opera that goes, Figaro, 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 and then, 5 more hours of Italian shit. I call this one, and to the Banana Republic for which it stands. Say the Gap decides to move all of its stores to the Cumberland Gap. Where would you see a bunch of middle-class Americans traveling to buy their clothes? A mall in the Ozarks, a mall in the Appalachian... The Cumberland Gap is located in the Appalachian Mountains, so that's where all those middle-class Americans would have to travel to buy their fancy polo shirts and khaki shorts. Now, I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, hey, Cookie, it's not just middle-class white Americans who shop at the Gap. To which I would say, I never said they were white, you racist. This one's known as Hot and Heavy Turbulence. What is the British Airways equivalent of joining the Mile High Club? Joining the 0.4 kilometer high club in the Privy? Joining the 1.6 kilometer... A mile is 1.6093 kilometers, so the British version of the Mile High Club would be the about 1.6 kilometer high club. It's important when joining the 1.6 kilometer high club to make sure you get your John Thomas out the fanny before the bobbies come and break up your ballyhoo. Eh, what? Step right up to the Jack Attack. When you see two clues that match, press your A. Ah, you already know the rules. Off you go. Full of one-hit wonder. What's your one-hit wonder? Good luck. It's not really fair to label these one-hit wonders because a lot of these bands could come back with another huge hit. Just kidding.